I mention
the
something?
that was coming up want to keep bringing it up too when they ain't got nothing to do with stuff.
I think I have a different perspective than what I heard so far. Is it okay if I share it?
Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, so the reason that we're not, or the U.S. is not pursuing military action against various entities around the globe, like Russia and North Korea, is either because, or Israel, because they have nuclear weapons, it's either because they're friendly or they can't be messed with. You can't attack North Korea right now. That would inevitably lead to World War III and nuclear destruction. So that's off the table. That's why it's not a double standard. If we can stop Iran from developing nuclear weapons like Korea did, North Korea did, that would be a good thing. And that's why this conversation is on the table right now. Should we or should we not? But let's not discount it because we haven't done it for North Korea. That was a mistake, acknowledged by everyone. And now the question is, can we or should we pursue what we're trying to pursue with Iran? My perspective is obviously yes. If you look at what Israel did in Syria in 2007, attacking their nuclear facilities, if they didn't, the Arab Spring of 2010, Syria would have had nuclear weapons, and who knows what the world would have looked like today. So that's a positive example for intervention. And what happened with the regime in Syria a few months back? Successful regime change, successful so far, because Israel topped with Hezbollah. The Syrian regime lost their proxy, Iran as well, and it was toppled. And hopefully now we have a friendlier regime there. Not great, it's Syria, it's ISIS, but friendlier to the US and even to Israel. So proper regime changes are possible. Syria is a great example. And I'd love to hear that perspective color the conversation about Iran. And should we or should we not do that?
Okay, can I jump in here, please?
Go ahead, Uncle. That's my favorite.
Yeah, this talk of regime change, I keep hearing it every time, and I'm asking myself, like, another one, regime change in Afghanistan, how did that go? Where are we today?
And Iraq.
Regime change.
800 feet, take exit 85 for I-75 North toward Marietta, Chattanooga.
I'm on I-75 North, but Iraq.
Take exit 85.
Okay, wait, let me shut the GPS so it keeps interrupting me every time. But again, regime change in where I said Afghanistan, how did that go?
So if it didn't succeed in Afghanistan, it won't
I
succeed in
did
Iraq?
not interrupt you, sir. I did not interrupt you, sir. Please, you might.
No, so what? So what?
I didn't interrupt
Okay, it didn't work in Afghanistan, so...
Oh my God. You see, this is my problem. Why don't you just keep quiet and let me finish?
Answer my question.
When I finish,
Wait a minute, hold
go
up,
ahead.
Swifty. You about to take a swift one outside of here, so chill out.
Okay. I mean, so all the regime change, how did those ones work? And we keep hearing this story about, Syria were trying to develop, nuclear weapons. Iran has, according to what we've been hearing, Iran has been 2 weeks from developing nuclear weapons since like 2011 or 2020 or 2012, or close to like 10, 20 years now. They've been 2 weeks away from developing nuclear weapons, and they still have not had nuclear weapons. So, I mean, all these stories every time, let's slow down on these stories and let's just be factual and tell the truth. Let's just be factual and tell the truth. Thank you. Let me just stop it there for now so that I don't get missed.
So, Uncle, because it didn't work in Afghanistan, it means that it won't work in Iran? Are they same countries? Are they same people, Uncle?
Okay, yes, in Iran. Okay, let's talk about Iran. Let's talk about Iran now. Let's focus on Iran. Yeah, okay, let's focus on Iran right now. So, where did the beef between Iran and US start?
Again, what?
I'm asking you, the beef between Iran and US, when did it start?
The what?
The beef, the fight, or the
1979 when they took our embassy.
Nah, he don't know what beef means.
Okay. Let's stop there. Now, the original beef between Iran and US started when Iran tried to nationalize their oil way before 1979. So after they tried to nationalize their oil, the Americans were not happy, the British were not happy. They brought in the Shah.
That was a different government.
Oh my goodness. Can you...
This beef is with this government, the IRGC, the Iranian genocide regime.
Oh my God.
Normal, shut up.
That is what they keep doing every time.
Swifty and El Normo. Chill out.
That is what they keep doing every time. They try to nationalize their oil. The Americans were not happy about it. Brought about regime change. The Shah were there for a long time. I mean, everything was going smoothly. Before you knew what was happening again, 1979 revolution started again. So, I mean, if we want to be like factual about history, let's not just pick the side that looks like it favors what we want to say. Let's go deep and dig everything and go and face the truth. The oil thing was the one that started the whole thing. And after that one, everything has been up and down. And then again, let's even look at it. America, hold on. Let me finish. You speak like you know everybody too. Let me finish. So, okay, now, even when the Ayatollah took over, in 1979, they did the Islamic Revolution. They took over, they had the beef, their issue with America and all that. They went to, at least we have an idea of what happened till then. Iraq, Saddam Hussein, America, France, and co were sponsoring Saddam Hussein to fight in Iran. They fought. What happened at the end of the day? Nothing. No winner, no vanquished. At the end of the day, Saddam now decided he wanted to take Kuwait with, of course, the permission from the West. He didn't do it on his own. With permission from the West, when he started, they went against him and started saying he had nuclear weapons.
He did not have permission.
Oh my God.
Please, Uncle, you speak too much. You know, I just said a few words. Please finish.
This is exactly what you guys do. This is exactly what they keep doing. Keep trying to interrupt every time. Why do you guys love doing that? Why?
What do you laugh?
Okay,
You know
so
why?
like
They want Baby Shaw. They want Baby Shaw to come back.
Well, whatever it is. After that, where was I? See, now this is what they wanted to cause. They wanted to cause confusion. They've caused it again. So where was I again? So after the whole thing, Saddam Hussein became enemies. It became everybody's enemy. They said he had nuclear weapons. Where are the nuclear weapons? We still haven't found them till today. And again, the regime change again. They brought in someone to destabilize the whole of Iraq. Look at what we're having today. If you go into Iran, you destabilize the government there. First of all, there are a whole lot of factions in Iran. Of course, the kind of government they have now has kept everybody quiet. That is when you start seeing sectarian violence. That is when you start seeing all types of tribes and ethnic groups and everything fighting. You destabilize that country of 90 million people. Refugees start to streaking into everywhere, and it starts to affect Europe. Somehow it gets to America. Somehow it gets to the rest of the Middle East, and then before we know what's happening, everybody's shouting, "Immigrants, go home." We don't want immigrants. Why do you keep going to cause trouble, and then when the after effect of everybody starts to make noise? It's as simple as this. These are the things nobody's looking at. Now I'm done. You can say whatever you want to say.
Hey, can I be in the queue, please?
Shit, just start talking.
Yeah, I mean, I think is it father or uncle? I mean, I didn't see the name, but I mean, he just fully extrapolated on something that I thought that was problematic that I heard at Dark Area, and I wish he was still here. Said it earlier, which is the statement. I mean, and a few other people in here represented as well. That I mean, that Iran has been on the cusp of nuclear proliferation or developing weapons for years now, which has been the case. And I mean, and as I said earlier, I mean, one of the reasons why they haven't gotten to that point is because America and Israel, as well as other allies, have directly involved in actually interrupting and obstructing that process. So, I mean, it's not like they haven't been on the cusp. It's just that we've actually done things to actually prevent them from getting to that point. So, I mean, why is that an issue? Well, what Uncle just said earlier, I mean, you seem to state that, I mean, that they've been on the cusp of nuclear weapons for decades now, so it's not about nuclear weapons. And then you begin to provide a competing narrative, which is that is about oil, which for me simply does not make sense. I mean, so it's about nuclear weapons or it's about oil, or maybe it's about both. But I mean, the idea that it being about oil is actually more important or more of a reason for us than it being about nuclear weapons, to me, is silly. So that's the issue I have. Is like, if we're going to address the real issue, it's whether we're okay with them having nuclear weapons or not. But don't say it's not about nuclear weapons, because apparently, I mean, if you look at the targets, if you look at the history of obstruction that we've been made, it hasn't been about oil, it's about preventing them from having nuclear weapons. So that's all I wanted to say, Anna.
Okay, so let me clarify. The oil one started long ago, long before the issue of nuclear weapons even came in. That's the first point. Now the second point to the issue of nuclear weapons. Now, again, I will be clear about this. Do I know if Iran wants to make nuclear weapons? I don't know. Iran has said they are not making nuclear weapons. Israel and America say, okay, let me be more specific. Israel mostly says they're trying to make nuclear weapons. And they've all, for like, since God knows when, they've always been 2 weeks away from making nuclear weapons. It's always been the justification to like go after them and all that. The Americans are saying, I mean, even Tulsi Gabbard still said it recently, during Trump's first term, I can't remember who the intelligence chief was that time. He said that they were sticking with the terms that they made with the JCPOA. That was the original one they made with Obama. The what do you call it? The intelligence chief then said, I can't remember his name. He said it then. So Gabbard is still saying it now. But yes, Israel is still telling us that they want. So who am I going to believe?
So
What did Tulsi Gabbard say?
I have one line for Uncle. One line I have. On June 9th, the International Atomic Energy Commission said that Iran is racing towards weaponization of their nuclear material. And they brought it to the United Nations Security Council. This is June 9th, 90 days after Tulsi made her thing. So the UN Security Council, which resolutions are binding, already has the draft resolution. It's a 94-page document saying, after inspections, Iran is racing towards making a nuclear bomb. So it's no joke anymore.
So what I remember the IAEA is saying, which I did not go into it, but I will look into it just to confirm. I will look into it right now once I stop talking. What I remember them saying was that Iran was not in full compliance, was what they said. Now, whether that means they are racing towards it or not, I have not looked into it.
So that's what they say.
Right now. Hold on. I'll look into it right now and I will confirm. The wording they used was that Iran was not in compliance with what they had agreed before.
It's called a breach, and it's very serious. Yes, but they breach because they are escalating, is the word they use, towards weaponization of their nuclear material. And they bring it to the Security Council of the United Nations, which means that it's a threat to the world. And they're an independent body. That's the latest information we have, which is why Israel had to strike. There was another reason why Israel had to strike, never mind the 10,000 missiles that Iran shot at Israel from Lebanon with the part of their army that's called Hezbollah. It's also part of Iran. But also because they've been sponsoring terror from the Houthis shooting at Israel. And by the way, there's 170 attacks from Iran on American interests in the past year and a half. Plus, Iran says that it's going to envelop the big Satan and the little Satan in a ball of fire. The big Satan is the United States, the little Satan is Israel, and the ball of fire is a nuclear weapon. And they say this over and over. So we've learned when our enemy says they're going to blow us up or burn us in a ball of fire, we believe them and we stop them.
So I just say real quick.
Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, do you remember? Saudi Arabia.
Hold on, real quick. Normal, why didn't we listen to the UN when it said for Israel to stop bombing Gaza?
Oh, you mean you mean the General Council?
Why didn't we think so?
Wait, the security. No, okay, those resolutions are non-binding. I'm talking the security.
Oh, those aren't binding. Okay.
Those are not. No, the Security Council resolutions are binding. The General Assembly, these are just opinions from a bunch of states.
So I just want to follow up on one thing, because I mean I don't agree with Norman on anything. Well, let me just say this real quick, because I don't really agree with Norman on anything particular. And I mean, so there's even a question of whether I actually believe him or not. As I stated earlier, outcomes loss. I mean, we've stated that it's actually nuclear. I mean, we've seen evidence that they've actually been going for nuclear. So if you're saying it's not what it is about, then tell me what it is about. So what I was actually stating, that the competing narrative that it was about oil did not make sense. So if you have any idea what this is really about, I want to hear that narrative.
It's regime change.
Why do we want? I mean, what, when you say regime change, I mean, what's the utility of that? What does that look like? How does that benefit us? When I say regime change, that sounds very general to me, which it does have any actual application in real life.
Do you mind if I offer up, can I speak to you, Agent? Because I wasn't able. Right now, it's just Normo and Agent. No, Agent. When people are saying regime change, it's actually pretty general for a reason, right? I mean, you're watching Tulsi Gabbard saying that there was no the threshold of where they were getting their. This is the person who's in charge of this, right? But Tulsi Gabbard is saying that they don't have, they're not up to par with the enrichment yet, Iran, right? And now you have Trump, who's saying that.
Okay, short interjection. Why should I trust what Tulsi Gabbard says?
Hold on 1 second. Let me land what I'm saying. Then you have Trump saying that that this isn't real, right? That he doesn't even understand what these people are saying. That he has picked for the job. So spare me, with all no disrespect, spare me all of the Israel has the right to do this. Israel has the as far as we saw an escalatory attack from Israel to Iran, and now Iran's hitting back at Israel, and we're supposed to think that this is normal. That somehow we're still siding with Israel. We can't just call it for what it is, which is Israel is at war with Iran, and we're about to get involved.
All right, so my quick response.
Hold up, because Agent and what's her name? Authentic, something like that. Was having a discussion, but I just wanted to do a quick housekeeping. If you got a pink ticket, especially Tom, you've been here for a couple of days now. You better come on and join the house. Welcome to Politically Correct. It is Tuesday, and I'm so grateful you were here. Let's keep the conversation going. One mic on Agent. Agent, are you there? Calling Agent.
Yeah, I'm here.
They've been here for a couple of days. They join the house. They can't talk. How about
no, Eddie.
So
I joined earlier today.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Go ahead.
I just had to come on, and I want to hear Agent, but I can't hear this whole thing about Israel being absolved of any guilt or anything like that because of the fact that just because they're about to get pounded now, I can't hear any of that.
So let me say, I'll be really clear. You're not going to hear any of that from me because I really don't have a dog in this fight. I mean, in Jamaica we say when chicken a fight, cockroach not a business and all that. So I'm being totally agnostic. I'm asking questions because I want to hear valid arguments. I want to hear the rationale. I'm hearing narratives, and I'm trying to understand why one more narrative actually makes more sense than the other. So it's none of that. In fact, I don't even like Norm, if I want to be candid. But the point I'm asking is this. You're saying that it's not about them being on the cusp of nuclear weapons. So again, I'm asking what it is about. So when you say regime change, I'm asking, okay, what is the benefit of us having a regime change? What are they trying to what is the objective that they're trying to reach? I haven't heard any of those things, and anything else doesn't satisfy me. I want to hear specifically why the statement that it's about nuclear weapons, when all of the attacks and all the obstruction we've actually seen has been about nuclear weapons, that it's not about nuclear weapons. Or if it is about nuclear weapons, why do you think Iran having nuclear weapons is not an issue?
All right, so we got breaking news, guys. If I'm not mistaken, Trump is saying, asking Iran to surrender. Is that true?
Yes, Trump is now requiring the unconditional surrender of Iran, and that we he used the term we, control the skies. So I'm going to break out because a lot of the discussion that we're having no longer matters. I think we've already decided it.
Now he wants to join the party now that Israel beat Iran. Thank you, Trump.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
He's a bit
the party?
He's join us.
It was U.S. weapon.
Now he wants to join our party. Now that we beat Iran, he wants to come in and dance around the birthday cake.
It's gonna backfire.
Who wants to do that? Who what?
What's your
Can we
question?
just have like an actual legitimate conversation about how this is crazy?
You're in one.
Well, Elmore, okay, respectfully, everything that when you're talking about this whole like absolving Israel of guilt and anyway.
Well,
So,
I never
what's
said
going-
that. Since you were addressing me, when did I say Israel has any guilt to absolve?
Well, now I'm not going to address you.
Well, that's fine. Then why did you address me?
Okay, so if you could stop talking over me, please. I'll just wait for you.
I'm making the case. I'm not making the case that Israel has guilt or should be absolved. Iran has been attacking Israel and the United States for decades.
No. Israel attacked Iran.
Wait a second.
So
I'm Israeli.
Yo, you guys need to have one mic. Come on. Y'all can't have a threesome on the stage. It's just one at a time, okay?
I didn't speak yet.
Let them people have their menage a trois. What's going on?
Okay. Authentic. Iran sent Hezbollah to kill my family. Yeah? And you say that Israel cannot attack Iran. They tried to kill my family. They sent Hezbollah. They sent rockets on my family. And you say I cannot attack Iran.
No.
What do you say about that, Authentic?
Here's the thing. When El Normo's coming at it from this other place, here's a little thing.
What other place am I coming from? No, I'm not.
Hold on, swiftly. You can. Israel can definitely do it, right? I think where my frustration's coming from, that people think that this is the narrative that Iran started this from day one.
Iran started
Israel is finishing this.
That's right. That's what happened. Well, who funded October 7th? Iran. Who is the Hezbollah? Is Iran. Who are the Houthis? They are Iran. They've launched thousands of ballistic missiles in Israel before we just attacked on the 13th of June.
Where my thing lies more
It's always a mess.
Yeah, where my thing lies more of is the president of the United States actually wanting this war. It is, if Israel wants to defend itself, defending itself and is one thing, right? But attacking a country based on no evidence of this, because hold on, before you get off mic, we had Trump doesn't even believe. Trump is saying that we have to start looking at things, but Laura Loomer was looking at this and going, yeah, no, this doesn't make sense. Just 2 months ago? And Trump is now saying, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what Laura Loomer's saying. I trust my intuition or whatever intel he's got that the FBI and our operational security has. The fact that Trump he left the G7. This guy left the G7 and he went to go back home because he has bigger fish to fry, right? And the way that he's talking is very emblematic of someone that is trying to walk into war, and it seems like it's working. And it's just crazy because of course we're going to be on the side of Israel, but hitting Iran is not, and then not expecting things back is, that's on you.
Who said that we don't expect things back? Nobody. What are you talking about?
But why do you want to drag the U.S.?
Everything that I said. So.
Who said we're dragging the U.S.? Iran attacked the U.S. 170 times in the past year and a half.
I don't care. We don't.
You give us the weapons. You give us the weapons, and we attack alone. Give us the B-52, and we attack alone. Our pilot will run the.
Right. And this is
our pilot.
Y'all want a B-52 so you can destroy a whole area, right?
No.
Use it as an excuse.
Only for
It'd be another.
Only for
Use it as an excuse. Use it as an excuse, saying that you want to freaking bring a mountain down when the actuality there's civilians that's gonna die, right?
No.
Correct. We're actually avoiding.
No. Let me.
What is the mission? Hey. What is the mission in Iran? Explain to me what the mission is.
I tell you. To disarm them. To disarm everybody.
To disarm them.
Disarm them.
Why?
International.
One person.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'll take two. Swifty and Norm.
Disarm them.
Yeah.
And what's the measure for disarming them?
We've taken out their ballistic missile launchers. We've reduced them to 2/3, and we're attacking their nuclear facilities. As you can see, just look it up. Right, there's a big list of their nuclear facilities, and we're taking them out one by one. And they're atomic scientists.
And help the people of Iran to get rid of their regime.
No. You're getting into creep now. No. What you just said is not measurable. That's creep. It's called mission creep.
No, wait. I just gave you the answer. Why don't you respond to what I said?
Well, he added something.
Well, don't give me the but he. Okay. Respond to what I said.
Okay. All right. So
Norm.
Take out. Damn. Can y'all chill for a second? All right. So Norm. So you're saying take out the nuclear facilities.
Check.
Disarm their missiles.
Check.
And what was the third one?
Atomic scientists. And the generals associated with them.
And what percentage complete is this currently, roughly?
It has been a breathtaking amount of accomplishment in the past, 4 days?
Are we closer to 30 or 50? Or 2/3. Okay. 2/3. Okay. I'm just talking to Norm. Just give me 90 seconds with Norm. Y'all can jump back in. All right. So you're 2/3 of the way in, roughly. And this has happened over 5 days.
Right.
So this should be done in 2 weeks?
Hopefully.
Yeah, could be.
So, So in 2 weeks, all that's done. That means Israel stops bombing Iran at this point, or what does that mean?
I can't project you. I'm not sitting in the war room. I know
you're not. I know you're not. I'm just asking you hypothetically. What does it mean? Those 3 things have happened. What does that mean?
Okay. So one thing is you can see the Iranian people and Israel and the United States and much of the world want the mullahs out. Because the mullahs, they want to bring about an apocalypse. They want to convert the world to their...
Okay, this is mission creep. This is mission creep.
No. We don't want that government there because they are...
So you're saying you got to kill all the people in the government.
I didn't say that. I just gave you... You asked me a question, and I gave you the answer. So that we'll do that. I don't know if it's a good idea. If the supreme leader goes into exile in Russia, as he has said he's going to do as of last night, that would be a good thing.
Let me just ask you this question, because this one's baffling me. If Iran is such a threat, why the hell can't they defend themselves better than this? Like, you have complete aerial... Well, yeah, so here's the thing about it. You have complete aerial superiority over them, and they're barely able to get any missiles in, right? Like, it barely happens. So let me finish my point.
Well, you don't even hear the answer.
Lauren, you can go.
It's not your room, though. Not yours and Norm. The answer is on CNN every minute.
Dude, I know Norm for a while. I'm asking him this question. You can answer after him, all right? It's not that deep.
Let me answer, please. Go ahead.
Norm, okay. Complete air superiority you're demonstrating. And then their pushback seems pretty pathetic. Like, typically if a country is getting destroyed in the way that it is, you would expect more offense from them as well.
Well, the country's not being destroyed, but their nuclear ability is destroyed.
But Norm, explain to me how they're a threat for this week.
I want to respond also after Norm.
Norm, can I please fellow Israeli?
Go ahead, Tom.
Thank you. They have an offensive army. They have no bunkers. They have no planes. All they have is missiles. How would they defend themselves? Would you not watch CNN?
Why would they not have both?
Let me finish. Let me finish.
And where is their offense at? So you explained why their defense is weak. Why is their offense weak?
Let me finish. All they're showing on CNN all day long is how Israel is focused on defending their people and their country and has some offensive capabilities. And all Hamas is doing, all Hezbollah is doing, under the instructions of Iran, and all Iran is doing is developing offensive weapons. That's the whole point. And for you in this room, this educated person, to ask, how come they're not better defending themselves, means that you know nothing about the conflict, despite the fact that you sound like an expert.
It's an army that doesn't know how to defend.
It's a threat. It's a threat.
Okay, CEO. So let me go, CEO.
No. Okay.
Okay, I'll go real quick.
I'll let you, AJ, I'll let you go in a second. I just want to say this. To me, this looks like Mike Tyson fighting a high schooler. That is what it looks like to me.
A high schooler with
so, okay, let me go real quick, because, I mean, this is kind of funny to me. So, here's the irony of the situation, actually, for me, CEO. I mean, the fact that they're incompetent and actually inefficient is actually one of the reasons why I consider them to be dangerous. The right weapons, which if you have nuclear weapons, you don't need to be competent, right? But here's the issue. You point to example when Trump took out their military leader. They tried to launch an attack and ended up taking off one of their own planes. You remember that? So I think it's not just that they're I don't think the only reason to fear them is because they're not they would be efficient. It's because they're actually incompetent and they might actually do things that we wouldn't expect. And I think that's one of the reasons why I think they could be as dangerous, even though they are ineffective.
Why should we be afraid of the school loser who shows up with an M16 and sprays the classmates because they're a scary loser?
Where's the M16? Where is it? Where is it? Where's the M16 at?
It's 1,000 missiles they launch on Israel, every one of which can drop a building. What do you mean where it is? And the threat to follow up with nuclear weapons, Hezbollah and Hamas killing
you do. Wait, Tom, that's not what you do, right? It's not. You're saying that they have the capability, right? But they haven't done anything, right? Just because they haven't sent 1,000 missiles into Israel. A lot of people
after you attacked them.
No, they do it after October. Liberals really have no brains, and it's funny.
Okay, I think when did Israel attack them? When did Israel attack them? After Hezbollah and the Houthis and
that's
Hamas
all. Listen, that is all proxy war, and in the geopolitical environment, there's a process around that, right? So
I hope you don't call yourself
if you had said to me after October 7th, y'all were attacking Iran right away, okay, that makes sense. Well, but here we are 20 months later. Here we are 20 months later.
Yeah. That's how war works, and you're 100% correct. It's a proxy war.
Proxies were destroyed.
Yeah, that's how. But pay attention to one thing. But the proxy war. The proxy war is your next door neighbor. Hezbollah, they're 15 minutes from Tel Aviv. It's not across the ocean. It's not the fact that there isn't a major precedence to another country having 5 proxy neighbors around another country trying to destroy it. The fact that hasn't happened before doesn't mean that you can't look at a map and see that Iran, Israel surrounded and attacked constantly. Nobody's disputing it. They're like, oh, there's no precedence. It's a proxy war. It's not the same. Well, Israel is making an exception.
So I'm just going to tell you where I am on this now, because I used to be I used to be a huge Israel. Shut up. I used to be a huge Israel.
It's a masculinity,
right? Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Be nice, Robbie. Rabbi.
I didn't swear.
Yeah, but you just chill out.
I got it, bro.
I used to be a huge Israel supporter. And
why not now?
Because we're on my nerves.
Rabbi, you work in the IDF and you're a Zionist. Shut the fuck up.
Nathan, you don't even know what a Zionist is.
I will name the reason. Damn, what is up with y'all today? Like, y'all just want me to go ballistic all day? I will. Like, you want me to turn the switch on? Damn.
Turn to Trump.
You need to turn the switch back.
Yeah, shut the I'm going to start dropping people and all this and that. I'm going to start dropping people. I will go ballistic. Y'all want that. If that's what you want today, I'm happy to.
No, but I have a question, C.
I am trying to make my point first.
I don't be hearing him crash, so y'all need to go on mute.
Yeah. So, number one, used to be a huge supporter. The reason I have issues now is like 55,000 Palestinians dead. That's a lot. Iran now. And then guess what? Y'all finish up with Iran, y'all going somewhere else next, because we know Netanyahu wants to stay in power. So it seems like Israel is just the country right now causing havoc everywhere, right? It ain't going to end with Iran. You know damn well it's going to be somewhere else next. And you're going to end up dragging America into it, right?
Where would it be?
And Trump already has a lot of issues. The last thing we need is a Trump that is invested in global war like this. So you think things are bad now? They'll get much worse. They'll be worse organized. The administration, let me finish.
You're right, but both
relax. What the hell?
Yo!
You guys don't listen. Shit.
I'm trying to learn. That's why I asked.
So mute the fuck up if you're trying to learn. The fuck?
Go find a husband so you can learn how to be
I have a fucking husband. Go to the fucking goo, you fucking prick.
Don't you be talking about male like that.
The fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all ain't got no fucking dick control. Relax.
I don't like the personal attacks. I'm glad you send them down.
I've been like fucking sword fight. Like, I'm gonna go on mute before
Lastly, the Trump administration already is having a difficult time managing all it is. You add this on top of it, everything's going to break. So those are my concerns.
Can we actually?
And I agree with. I think many people agree with you, and just to say they're not mutually exclusive.
Tom, finish up, and then can I say something?
I'm just saying that. So these things can be true, but they're not mutually exclusive. I hate Netanyahu. I think Trump is annoying. I think both of them are to a large degree doing the right thing. Both things can be true at the same time. Would it be terrible if the U.S. gets involved? Probably. Would it be far worse if they don't? Likely. Why can't we acknowledge both these things? It's not one or the other. There are terrible people. There are terrible things. Israel's doing terrible things in Gaza. Terrible. Is there an alternative? I don't think so. For me, these are both truths. Well, that's
why do you need us? You're already kicking their ass. Why do you need us?
You kill everybody in the whole region, Tom. You want to kill freaking every country around you, bro. It's not going to happen.
Where do you get that from?
Either you have some real peace and reparations, and have some real fucking peace, because you can't kill your way out of it. That's the problem.
We have peace with lots of
you want to try to kill your way out of it, bro. It's not going to happen.
We're only killing the people that attack us, Nathan.
So why are you killing people just trying to get aid in Gaza? What I read this morning.
No, we're not.
They open fire on them. Yes, they are, bro.
No,
look it up.
Nathan,
That's a Zionist thing. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not Zionist. The Zionists in Israel is a piece of shit.
Okay, you don't like us, that's fine. They don't have to like
you can't say that people are not getting hungered out of fucking Gaza. What's wrong?
Say that again. They're not getting what?
Hungered out of Gaza.
Hungered. Like the people, that's a verb now?
They can't leave Gaza.
No, you know what exactly
they're talking about for you.
Let me actually videos on civilians getting blown up trying to get aid and food.
First of all, not one person is starved to death in Gaza. That's one. You show me, I'll cancel my app. I will cancel. I will delete my app. Okay.
This is the problem with
You've been brainwashed.
That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie.
Well,
countless videos of people dying just to get food. Okay. It's a fucking lie.
It is a lie.
Just
both things can be true at the same time. Okay, there is hunger, but there's no dying. The hunger is bad enough.
They killed 56 people this morning. Civilians trying to get food. Tanks open fire on them. The soldiers open fire on them. This is reported in CNN. Go look it up. They opened fire on kids, women, and children trying to get food. And this happens almost every single day.
It's just pathetic.
Put a link in.
It's as if we haven't seen this for 20 months. We're gonna pretend that all of our eyes haven't seen what the fuck we've seen for 20 months now, and now we're going to be almost confused and like bitch slapped because of the fact that America is now going to side with Israel. Like I don't understand what the fuck's going on where people are actually not understanding, like where people can't even just agree on the simple facts of, yeah, Israel has been like starving children in Palestine, and then when they get attacked, they're going, oh my god, my home, this and that. It's like
they dropped so many bombs on Gaza. It's like 3 times the amount, the power of the nuclear bomb dropped in Jamaica. That's how many drums they dropped on.
Yes.
Look, it's certain time. They have precision bombs. That's laser sighted guided bombs, right? Explain to me this. In Iran, at the communication network for the news, a bomb was dropped square in the middle of that facility while the lady was live. Why did you drop a bomb? That's a war crime, man. That's not a military base. And they always say this type of crazy shit. It make don't make no sense that it's like 100 militants that stand on top of the building using that as a shield. You know how dumb that sounds? But for you, okay, why did they do it?
Real quick.
Why did they attack the? Why did they? Hold on.
Why did they blow up a news station in Iran? Go ahead.
It's the government mouthpiece. They're talking shit about Israel. They're lying to their people, and it's a part of the propaganda. Hold, you asked a question. It's a part of the propaganda. They've done the calculations, and they figured some civilians may get hurt, maybe not, but all the people working for the government through their basically manipulation of the public there and here through propaganda, and decided that it's a legitimate target. I think it is. I don't even know if anybody died there.
Can I reply back to Tom real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. Breaking news.
Can I ask
The United States Pentagon has announced that they are moving warplanes to the Middle East officially.
Yeah, we've been there already.
El Norma, I'm trying to ask Tom a question real quick.
Yeah, well,
Tom,
my bad.
does it make sense for Iran to, after Israel tried to hit them and saying that, hey, they have nuclear capabilities, or they're enriching themselves, right? That most people are looking at that as like just the fact that Israel is hitting Iran, and then when Iran hits back, like what do you want Americans to take away from that?
Nothing. Israel acknowledged.
Instead of this weird.
El Normo, shut the fuck up.
So I think Iran has all the legitimacy to hit back at Israel. Everything they're hitting back, as long as it's not civilian population, is reasonable. I'm not happy about it. Reasonable. The problem I see is that most of the Iranian missiles are falling in civilian populations where there is zero military installations in that city.
Right.
That's
right.
a difference.
Tom,
Israeli
you're absolutely correct, Tom. But you know what's interesting? That your bombs from Israel have hit civilians in Palestine all fucking over the place for 20 fucking months. And now you expect there to be sympathy for Israel when why the fuck would people have that?
Well, that's wrong on two fronts. Because number one, I'm not asking for sympathy, or I'm not talking on behalf of Israel. I don't think Israelis are asking for sympathy. And number two, the difference is that, well, I haven't seen it, but maybe you're right. The difference is with Gaza.
War with them. We continue. I got it.
Well, that's not sympathy, that's help. The difference is that with Gaza, every single civilian location has literally everyone, because I have friends in the army and they send videos. Every single house they go into has weapons, has caches, has bombs, is booby-trapped, has tunnels underneath it. So you can't conflate. I'm a liar.
Hold on, real quick. Iran has 200 civilians killed so far. So that's what.
And Israel has 35.
I see 14. It's 35 now.
Well, I'm sorry. I got up to 30 this morning to be. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said 35. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
But Tom, just to let you know, they had civilians rope tied to IDF vehicles in Palestine, actually using them as human shields.
Okay, if you're gonna make
go look it up, motherfucker. You can go look at those videos.
You look it up. You made the statement.
Oh my God, Elmore, man, fucking speak, bro.
Yeah, they have to commit a complete carpet bombing Palestine. They don't even. They just carpet bombing them. They killed Red Cross.
That would be 50,000 dead a day. Carpet bombing would be 50,000 dead per day, not after 2 years of non-stop fighting.
Okay,
let me speak. That's your tactic. You lie. Every type of you lie.
You don't need to lie. It's all documented.
The question is to El Normo and Tom, what do you want the world to do for Israel? Because here's the thing.
I don't know. You
hold on. I'm not done breathing.
Well, we don't want to answer your question. Make your point.
So what the question is when this is all not over and done with, but when America gets into this, or let's just say we don't get into the war today. If no one touches this war, and this is just between Israel and Iran, what do you want us to do?
I don't know.
I think it would behoove the world. It would behoove the world to, at a minimum, not constantly shit on Israel. If Israel wasn't a part of it, the whole world would be united against Iran, against Hezbollah, against Hamas. The only reason it's controversial is because it's the Jews.
I dropped the link in the chat. I'm here, Michelle.
Yeah. So,
can I just, Tom, 1 second. You stated something that actually really caught me off guard. And I had to go refresh my Geneva Convention. And you said that it's okay. You guys hit the TV station. And yes, some civilians are gonna die, but like, what you gonna do? And I remember specifically Geneva Convention. I can tell you exactly. Article 48, additional protocol to the Geneva Convention, states that the TV stations are considered civilian objects by default and cannot be targeted unless they're being used for military purposes.
And you can
commit war crime.
Please explain to me how you just literally said that it's okay and you justified killing civilians in a news station when it goes against the Geneva Convention.
What does the Geneva Convention have to say about every single act that Hamas does, that Hezbollah does, that the Houthi do? I mean, the Geneva Convention is outdated.
You're a terrible human being, Tom.
Monsters.
You're a terrible human being.
For Israel after it bombs
personal attack because you don't have anything substantive.
No, Tom, here's the thing. Just because somebody's doing something against the law, that doesn't give you permission to lawless too.
Okay,
and
so
that's what you're missing.
So you agree that it's asymmetrical, that they can break the law whenever they want, but we're being held to a different standard, right? You agree?
Yes.
Okay, so now what are we supposed to do?
Held to that standard.
So what do we do now? What do we do now?
Stop being a
You
coward.
don't have the less. You do it so you have the civilian casualties. Jesus Christ.
Actually, these are the lowest in military history. It's never been this low, ever. It's a 1-to-1 ratio.
Really?
These people are evil.
Huh? What?
Yeah, really. It is. You still have people dead.
That's what happens in war. People thinking that El Normo's fact.
That's what happens in war.
So what Norm's saying here, that's correct. I don't think it's 1-to-1, but it's 2-to-1. Is that the ratio of civilians to enemy combatants is actually considered like a pretty good standard.
It's the lowest in military history.
So that part is true. That is true.
Yeah, but see, we had
But that has nothing to do
when it
with
was
the fact
Palestine.
that you're
Exactly. You committed war crime.
When it was Palestine. Now we're hearing it in Iran.
Now it's coming. What is the war crime?
It's always the
People is a war crime.
Nobody, not one person has starved. I already said that. I'll delete my app if you show me one person who starved to death in China.
You're one of those people that is never gonna fucking hit it. Here's the thing.
One person.
People
I'll
are
delete the app.
sick.
You guys,
of Israel for 20 months doing this and then expecting us to feel some sort of fucking way about it.
Who cares asking you for that? Who cares
who's asking you for that?
Obviously you do, because how the fuck are you going to win this war? Like, if
We're already winning.
You and Iran, what's going on?
So, sorry, can I quickly jump in? I mean, I got the link for the IAEA one, and I put it in the chat long ago. I think a lot of things must have run past it. And what the IAEA said was that Iran was not allowing full access to some of their nuclear facilities, which was a violation of the original agreement. Now, they did not say anything in there. I mean, the article is there. I could repost it again. I mean, if one of the mods could help me, let me repost it again. If one of the mods could help me, we could put it up there for anybody to read. I didn't say anything there about racing towards a nuclear weapon. I didn't see it.
The word they use is escalating.
Oh my God! Can you just shut up? So I'm gonna put I'll put it in chat again. Someone could put it up there for everybody to see. I didn't see it in there. If anybody else sees it, please let me know. And then when it comes to the issue of I think the Jamaican person, I'm sorry I didn't see who he was. Asked something about like what was Israel's end goal about regime change and all that. So the thing that they're targeting is remove the hostile regime to them and have a regime that is less threatening to them. That is their aim. That is what they want to do. But now the problem is this: every time, let me not say every time, but most of the times, when you remove a regime like that in most of those countries, check it out and look for yourself. When you remove regimes like that, other groups, everybody starts to fight for power and everything, and it becomes another civil war on its own. And then, like I said earlier, it's also another Iraq-Afghanistan situation. It destabilizes the country, it destabilizes the region, it destabilizes everything. Immigrants start falling into different countries. Everybody starts to complain about migration, blah, blah, blah. And we know the way the whole thing goes. However, for Israel, it's a thing of, as long as my enemies are in disarray, it pays me. So, I mean, they could take more land, like they're currently doing in Syria right now, because we're not even going to argue about it. They moved the buffer zone from where it was in Syria, because Syria is under disarray. So they moved the buffer zone, moved it deeper into Syria and took more land. 20 years from now, when Syria says, okay, we want our land back, that becomes another conflict again. So, I mean, it's the pattern is there, which is there for us to see. If we want to see it, if we don't want to see it, fine. But my thing is this: whatever anybody wants to do, please, let's just stick to the truth and say the truth. Let's not stop making up things. We have learned today that Hezbollah, which is a Lebanese group, that came up because they wanted to fight Israel and ended up allying with Iran. We've learned today that they are Iran. We've learned today that the Houthis, who are fighting in Yemen for control of the country against the other militia groups, which was initially sponsored by the Saudis. We've also learned those ones, they are not from Yemen anymore, they are from Iran. We have also learned that Hamas is not from Palestine again, they are now from Iran. So, I mean, let's stop all this kind of talk that doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Uncle, I'd like to talk to you, okay? And don't even mute up. I got to go through all of your facts.
You went to you because you keep lying.
You don't have to talk, but you don't have to answer back. That's fine. Then mute up if you don't want to talk to me. I can go through your points. You went all the way from Iran to Syria. So I just got to go. Number one, the IAEA report, escalating in brief.